Hello and welcome back to all the good viewers who watch this program with us on a weekly basis. YouTube is still playing games with us. I normally start the program by sharing the link of the program, but now when I open the program, normally on Internet Explorer or whatever their new thing is called, I forget, but I don't use it, but Zoom likes to pop open a new program in it, Microsoft Edge, I think they call it now. And when it opens into that in YouTube, all of a sudden, that little share button is missing. So there's another way that I can share the program into Telegram. That's by copy paste. Susan Watch Kiki, you failed again. That little share button, you failed again. As you can see, I can still share the program and I can still see the program after sharing it on Telegram. And I can get the real results of how many people watch this program when they click on the link I gave them in Telegram and they go from Telegram to YouTube like I just did using my phone to catch the program and see the program. And Susan Watch Kiki, you failed again. Over 14,000 people watch my program weekly. You say only 100 and some odd. Now you reduced it to 70 something. Reduce it down to one, okay, Susan Watch Kiki? Just say only one person watches my program on YouTube. I know the real number is over 14,000 people a week. So lie and lie and lie. Play your games as much as you want, Susan Watch Kiki. It's not going to do anything. Truth always overcomes falsehood. And this is the truth, and you are falsehood, Susan Watch Kiki. So we, the truth, will overcome you, the falsehood. Ladies and gentlemen, I got some good stuff planned for you guys this week. So let's get into it and let's see what we got. Where is it? Found it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Soon you should have it open up for you on your screen. Today we're going to talk about the most important news for this week that I think is most important for you, the English viewers. We're going to go over it together. We're going to learn from it. We're going to learn what it is, how it benefits us, how we can save ourselves. These are questions we'll answer throughout this program. Tomorrow we'll have the next part of Musa al-Kazim as well. But without any further ado, here's a link. And this link takes you to the news of more than 20 countries now, part of the US-led Red Sea Coalition Pentagon program. It's important for me to first tell you, at the beginning of the week, when this news came out, originally there was only 10 countries in it. Now it's 20 countries, and it's going to grow bigger. Mark my words, it's going to grow bigger. The next link under it is about the same thing, but from a different news site. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you here, but it's from U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. Mr. Austin is talking about how there are 20 countries that have joined this coalition The name of this operation is Operation Prosperity Guardian. The idea is these 20 countries want to safeguard the waters ending on one side from the Mediterranean, going through the Red Sea, Gulf of Oman, Bab el-Mandeb, into what today the British have renamed Arabian Sea, but originally it was named Persian Sea, not to be mistaken with Persian Gulf. No, 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 no. You see, up to the 1700 and a half, about 1749-ish, we had the Persian Gulf, and the Persian Gulf was connected to the Persian Sea, and the Persian Sea was then connected to the Indian Ocean. The British and the Russian were invading Iran for 350 years, placing puppet kingdoms in Iran, who in turn kept taking bribes in the way of loan, fabulously orchestrated. Give me a loan, and I will just cut off a piece of my land, and here you go, here you go. Almost like in Dumb and Dumber, where he stands at the staircase of the hotel, and every time they were going up with his stuff, he was giving everybody a tip. Here you go, here you go. And he gave everything away. Puppet kingdoms in Iran were giving to their overlords, the English and the Russians. Here you go, here you go. This city's for you. This water area is for you. This city's for you. That's how we lost the land that we have on the other side of the Persian Gulf. That's how we lost the Persian Sea. That's how we lost half of modern day Pakistan. That's how we lost all the way up to Tajikistan. That's how we lost the new country of Azerbaijan, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So if I say Persian Sea, because there was a Persian Sea, it's not the Persian Gulf. That's a different body of water altogether. One's bigger, one's smaller. So all the way to the Persian Sea, because I refuse to call it by the name a bunch of thieves gave it, which is the Arabian Sea. The British in this area was a thief. They stole some more. As a matter of fact, if any black people want to get paid for what happened to their ancestry, my suggestion to you is leave the Americans alone. Go after the real culprits, who are the British and the Arabs. Reparations should be given to you by the British and the Arabs. Okay? Those are your two main culprits. There is a third one, and that is the people that lived in Africa that worked with the Arabs, who then simultaneously worked with the British in making you slaves. So you should get reparations from three places: African countries, the Arab countries like Saudi Arabia, okay, and the British. Now go get money from Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, and also get it from the British. Okay? Don't forget that. Go after them. They are the ones who did whatever they did. So go get it from them. I mean, the first people that came here, they didn't call themselves Americans. They were all from over there. And then over time, they became Americans. And by the way, the ones that stayed in power at that time, they were all from over there too. And they were the big shots that came here. Over there, they were like, mediocre, but when they got here, they were big shots. So it's not the American public, it's the British. The British, I'm telling you, it's the British. So go after the British, ask them for reparations. United Kingdom owes you a lot. Leave America alone and go to the real source of the problem. They're the ones who caused problems for everybody. The nation that from one end to the other end, the sun always shined on because it was so long that it covered the whole planet. I mean, the sun was always shining somewhere in the nation. The only way they can do that is by taking over everybody and being your overlords. America didn't do that. That's not America, the nation that the sun never goes down on. That was England. So that's the one that owes you reparations. Go and get it from them. I support you in that cause. Go there and get it. And while you're at it, do the same thing to Saudi Arabia, okay? They owe you a lot too. They got lots of money. And if you don't believe me, ask WWE and the money that they make from Saudi Arabia. They will tell you. There's lots of money there for you, okay? And if you don't believe them, ask the UFC. They make a ton of money there too. Everybody does. It's time you get yours too. But back to our discussion here. So these 20 countries are going to give you a safe passage from the Persian Sea all the way down to the Mediterranean Sea. That's the coalition. It's called Operation Prosperity Guardian. Okay. Now, these are some of the countries that are in there. Of course, United States and Israel are in there. Britain is in there, Bahrain, Canada, France, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, Seychelles, Spain. And then on Thursday, 2 more joined, Greece and Australia. There's another 8 that want to keep their name private. They're the scary cats. They're afraid of their own shadow. They want to help, but they're afraid that if their name comes out, they might get hit. However, this will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And this takes us one step closer to World War III. Because who's behind Yemen? Iran. And Iran is also in good bed partnership with Russia. And Iran is also banking on China being in good bed partnership with Russia. And it hopes that if Russia had to defend Iran, by Iran we mean the Islamic Republic of Iran, not the Iranian people. Don't get them mixed up with each other, because Islamic Republic of Iran is also committing over 44 years of genocide on the Iranian people, because the Islamic Republic of Iran is made out of 350 families, and these 350 families all are descendants of Arabs. They can track their lineage back to countries like Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and you guessed it, Yemen. So that's where these people are from. These 350 families marry their own sons and daughters to each other. They keep their blood from being mixed with the rest of the Iranian people. They see themselves with higher genetics than the Iranian people. And in reality, they don't have higher genetics than the rest of the Iranian people, but that's how they see themselves. It's important you understand that. They think they are a supreme human compared to the rest of Iranians, which is a very racist thing to say, but that's how they see themselves. They openly say that in Persian on TV to the rest of the Iranians so that they would know. Regardless of that, that is how this World War III is getting closer and closer and closer. I've predicted it from before that China will most likely go for Taiwan. That was made clear by President Pooh, Winnie the Pooh Xi, aka Xi. He's Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh said so to Biden in California, that he has plans to unify China with Taiwan. And to unify it, you would have to do one of two things. Either you would have to bring Taiwan to the table and they sit with you peacefully, and Taiwan decides to give up all rights to its own country and allows China to take it completely over, or China invades. Now, I don't think Taiwan is going to all of a sudden wake up and say, hey, you know what, we just want to be part of China and give up all of our freedoms and be under a communist regime. Which means the only option left is for China to attack and invade and take it over. And Biden, like always, can't remember who is. If you ask him who's the president, he will turn to his wife and say, are you the president? Or is Kamala Harris the president? And he doesn't know who he is. You've seen him. He gets on a stage, doesn't know which way to go. He automatically does this. He's lost. Ladies and gentlemen, he gets lost on a podium. He needs a leash, And I've seen kids when they're young, their parents, they put a leash around their neck and they hold it. So the kid can run around, go everywhere, but you can't go far. They still have a hold of you, especially when they go to like a bookstore or somewhere. The kid runs around all over the place and the parents can look for the books they want. Biden needs something like that. You put a leash on him. So when he gets on the podium and talks and is going to get off the stage, you just pull the leash and he'll remember which direction to come. That would be the best way to solve his problem because he seems to not know. Plus, he likes to run. Every time you look at him, he's running. I know some other animals that are four-legged. They wear a leash and they love to run too. I mean, he's perfect. You see, those animals love to be on a leash, and it would work for him too. Yeah, it would be a perfect scenario. That's what we got to do. Plus, just like those four-legged creatures that have difficulties with stairs, but like to run a lot, Biden has difficulties with stairs. If you don't remember, go check out his clip where he kept falling down when he tried to go up the steps towards the airplane. And he kept falling and falling and falling and falling. He has problems with steps all the time. When there's a podium and then there's steps, he falls. Like when the band was playing and he fell right over. That's right. That's right. See? If he had the leash, that wouldn't happen. I'm telling you, he'd be safe from it. Someone should tell that fake Dr. Jill that Lesko Brandon needs a leash. The next link that I give you here is from the great work of Pamela Geller. Pamela Geller wrote the following about the insane work of the Colorado Supreme Court. By the way, the file for the lawsuit against Donald Trump in Colorado and the 12 states that want to follow it is funded by George Soros. This Pamela Geller has the proofs. If you go to this site, you will see what she wrote. I just copy a small piece of it for you here. But you will see that this was filed by the Soros funded outlet. The Democrats that voted for Trump to be out are from Harvard, Penn, Yale, same places where the name of those universities right now are in the shits. Excuse my French, but I got to be honest with you. I mean, I can't find another word that's well suited. Some might say this guy, he's got some language on him. Well, I mean, we got to be honest. We can't sugarcoat things and make things look nice when it's not nice. We can't just change the meaning of words. We can't just say, well, we'll just sit back and let it be. Our opponents are playing dirty. The least we can do is call them out. Show them for what they are. We need to make some people's ears ring a little bit so they can wake up. Those of you who are already awoke and you know what's going on, that's one thing. And we're not talking woke like the Democrat woke. We're talking about the real woke. Like you're woken up, you smelled the coffee, you've seen what's going on, you're not going to let anyone fool you. You're good. But there's a lot of people still who are asleep. They don't know what's going on. And we need to wake them up. Vivek Ramaswamy decided he was going to do something big because he's looking for that Hail Mary shot. He needs that big shot, that big touchdown. He needs something big to get him going. And he knows that with everything he said, despite all the people he pays, people are just not buying what he sells. So he decided he's going to give it a different shot. He came out very strong and said, as long as Trump is pulled out by Colorado's court, I'm pulling my name out as well. And I'm urging the rest to do so that when the rest don't do it, he will look like the savior and try to get some more votes off of Nikki Haley, DeSantis, and Krispy Kreme's, the fat pig that he is. However, I don't know if that will work for him. And if it does, he's still not going to catch Trump. He's just going to take some votes off of those. In fact, I hope he does take some votes off of those. Not because I like Vivek Ramaswamy, not because I trust Vivek Ramaswamy, because I don't. I don't like him, and I don't trust him. I think he's a con artist. However, I don't see the others any better. Possibly, DeSantis a little bit better than the other three, but not much. I mean, he's no Donald Trump. Let's put it that way. As long as there is a Donald Trump is our only option. Now I will explain to you why. By the way, before I explain to you why, this case is going to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, to save Biden's face, will be left with the option of saying this needs to be decided by the American people. The American people have to vote on it. If, by any chance, that does not happen, and Supreme Court decides, instead of the people, who the people can vote on and who the people cannot vote on, I will congratulate all of you Americans to now being part of Islamic Republic of Iran, because this is how elections are held in Islamic Republic of Iran, where Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the cockroach with the broken arm, he sits at the very, 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 very top. He has a list. He's got all the names on it. He wrote the names and he marks them off and takes them off. And then he tells you who you can vote for and who you cannot vote for. So if your Supreme Court, United States, America, talking to you, decides for you who you can vote for and who you cannot vote for, just know that you are no longer a free United States. Rather, you are a Islamic Republic of Iran. You are the Ba'athist regime of Iraq, where Saddam Hussein decides he will be the only candidate, and you better come and vote for the only candidate. If not, punishments will be given. And it's not some light thing, you know. It could be death. That's the next level. Just know you will not be America the free. You will be Russia the oppressed, where the people living in Russia, even today, as we speak, me talking, you listening, Russians today, a great amount of them are not allowed to vote, do not have rights as free people, and are subjects to the state, meaning they are owned, they are slaves of the state. They're told where they can live, how far they can travel from their home. Even today, right now, it's like that. Your news agencies won't tell you, because the ones that are over there, they're bought off. If they try to tell the truth, they wind up in prison over there. And Biden won't get them out because they're not an LGBTQI22, whatever the new numbers are that they added and letters that they added. I don't know. There's so many. And they're not a basketball player on top of that. And they're not a female who wants to transition in the future to become a male. So Biden has no use for them and will let them rot in jail. Hence, the ones that tell you information for Russia are all in bed with Russia. But here you'll get the real truth, because here we're not afraid of anybody. Okay? So we'll tell you the truth. Now back to the pictures that I told you I was going to give you the answers to. Okay? Look. In this first picture, the RCP average, Trump is at 60%. In the Democrat news agencies, Nikki Haley is their newfound hero. It's like a bunch of cats supporting a dog. Cats never support a dog, which is an enemy to it. Republican and Democrat in election time are like enemies, they're rivals. So if you have a rival cat, imagine you're living in a neighborhood and you're like a referee. You have no dog or cat in this fight. But you know that 4 houses down from you on that side, towards your right side, you have a house that has a cat. And you know, 4 houses down from you on the left side, there is a house that has a dog. And these two, every time they see each other, it's a war. You know, the dog wants to chase the cat and the cat wants to get away from the dog. You'll never see that cat go and hire another dog to come and fight this dog. I mean, cats won't do it because this cat will hate the other dog too. It's a cat. But all the Democrats are on the Nikki Haley bandwagon. They've all put their eggs in the Nikki Haley basket. And they're all pushing Nikki Haley, Nikki Haley, Nikki Haley, Nikki Haley. So congratulations, Nikki Haley. You are now a Democrat. I mean, why would they give you money? A Democrat will not give you money if you're not aligned with them on everything. If Joe Biden wants to win, for him, it shouldn't matter who he's facing from the Republicans. The Democrats are supporting a Republican who is as close to Democrats as possible. The one that will say anything to get the votes, like Biden, but after getting the votes, will do none of what she said she would do. Like Biden. So now you know what Nikki Haley is. Now we go to the Republican side. Republicans on their news channel, they'll look at this. Before the news of Colorado came out, they were saying Nikki Haley is growing in numbers. She's rising in numbers. She's winning in the numbers. She's gaining in the numbers. Nikki Haley is just going to the top, the tippy top. She's just climbing and going up like a rocket. This is Nikki Haley, the Nikki Haley show. Everything's about Nikki Haley. Let's bring this clown Republic governor to talk about Nikki Haley. And now Nikki Haley is going to be at the top. And then we have the news. Colorado happened. And the Republicans on this Fox TV changed their tune. Oh, now it's time for Krispy Kreme over here, DeSantis over there, Vivek Ramaswamy over there to all drop out. And once they do, all of those voters are going to go to Nikki Haley, and Nikki Haley going to beat Trump. America, do you remember there was 3 debates? And in those 3 debates, this DeSantis over here and this Vivek Ramaswamy over here, they were bashing Nikki Haley over here. And now you see they have their own supporters. Obviously, their supporters like them for bashing Nikki Haley, which means if they drop out, their supporters are not going to Nikki Haley. They're going to go to whoever is the rival of Nikki Haley, which means 18% over here will go to Donald Trump. $44 plus 18 is what, 62 or so? And Krispy Kreme's, yes, he will lose his 13% if he drops out. But 13 and 19 is only what, 32. So initially, Nikki Haley hasn't grown. Initially, if the other 3 drop out, Nikki Haley hasn't won. And by the way, this is New Hampshire. Every single state is different. For example, let's look at this one. In Iowa, Krispy Kreme's is no longer sitting at 13. The big oink oink is back down to 4. That big rhino is gone. Which means if we take the same scenario, same scenario, Krispy Kreme drops out, Vivek Ramaswamy drops out, and DeSantis drops out. Well, in this case, Krispy Kreme's 4% will go to Nikki Haley, moving her up to 20%. On the other side, Donald Trump already has 51 plus 19, comes out to what? 70. And then he's going to pick up 5% of Vivek Ramaswamy, which is going to give him 75. 75 to 20. Oh, yeah. Nikki Haley is really rising to the top. Man, she's rising so much. All these three people are doing, these four, I should say. Nikki Haley, Krispy Kreme's, DeSantis, and Vivek Ramaswamy. In different states, they're trading between themselves. One goes a little higher, one comes down a little lower, one goes back up a bit, and the other comes back down a bit, like a yo-yo. They trade between each other. The only one who's stable is Trump. 44%, 51%, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. I mean, it's Trump, and then there is the rest. Trump is in a match where the people have, it's a kicking contest, but everybody has two legs. And the four of them are in a kicking contest where everybody just has one leg. And they blow it up. It's time. It's time. Now that Trump is no longer going to be in the, as if it's done for. Now that he's no longer going to be in the Colorado voting, it's time for the others to drop out. It's time. It's time. They got to drop out. They got to drop out. Now, if they drop out, Nikki Haley will win it. She'll just collect everything and win it. Oh, they see a dream in their bed, and then they want to come and tell you that that's a reality in your future. You, the American public. Newsflash, Fox TV. You're also part of the fake news. Your fake mumble-jumble agenda won't fool the people. You're fake. You're as fake as $1 million bill. And the American public won't fall for it. In Colorado, where they're saying that Trump committed an insurrection. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you what an insurrection is. An insurrection is when a person gathers a group of people, tells them, bring your guns and weapons. And they bring their guns. They bring their machine guns. Those of them that can afford a tank will bring a tank. They bring their grenades, bring their bombs. And then that group and their leader decide to go take over the White House. Oust the president. Take him hostage. Proclaim themselves as president. And start ruling the country. Yep. Insurrection. Or if a president does the exact same thing, orders the citizens to gather, tells them, bring your weapons, takes those people to take over the government with their weapons. What did Donald Trump do? What did Mr. 45 do? He ordered a peaceful rally. He brought them over. He said, let your voice be heard by the people inside the Senate. He was giving them a speech. Doors were opened for them by some fake Democrats that pretended they're Republicans. People were told to go inside. Some rhinos went inside. Nobody had a weapon, by the way, unless you want to say taking pictures is now a weapon. I mean, yeah, they had a phone and they were taking selfies of themselves. That's a weapon now? Taking a selfie is going to be called an insurrection? And what did Donald Trump do? When he saw what's going on, stopped his speech. He said, I agree, I lost the election. The opposite of what someone that is supposedly doing an insurrection would say. He went and packed up his stuff, left the White House, flew over to Mar-a-Lago, and went home. That's not an insurrection. That is a peaceful rally gone bad, hijacked by Democrats. I mean, we saw worse happen in BLM, Antifa, and the rest. Oh, by the way, the same line that Colorado wants to use for Trump, it ends with anyone, any president that aids and abets a country that is an enemy can also be banned from running for election. And Biden has done exactly that. As a matter of fact, Biden's done that since the Carter regime until today. That's right, regime. Carter had a regime. They overthrew the sovereignty of the Kingdom of Iran. They put in Ayatollah Khomeini, an Indian who pretended to be Iranian. They've committed genocide on the Iranians. They put American hostages from the American embassy for over a year. Their lives were in danger. After that, the Iranian Islamic Republic of Iran under Khomeini created Hezbollah in Lebanon, which was involved in killing Americans. And after that, more Americans have been killed every single year, all the way up to now, except for the time when Trump was there, because he came down hard. He brought the hammer down. He brought Thor's hammer down on Islamic Republic of Iran. Cockroach Khomeini was hiding under rocks during the Trump era. But what happened right after? Biden became president. Executive order after executive order after executive order after executive order after executive. Let's take Iran's name out, allow them to sell as much oil as they want. Cha-ching for Iran. Let's pay them for taking hostages. Cha-ching for Iran. Let's take their name out so they can buy military weapons from anyone they want. Cha-ching for Iran. And where did that cha-ching go? Close to 200 attacks so far, from before October 7th and after October 7th, from terrorist organizations, all connected to Islamic Republic of Iran, on American bases in Syria and Iraq. Well, Biden does not. All he can say is, don't. Like as if that's gonna, I mean, if I say that to a dog, the dog will rip my head off. If I go to somebody's house and the fence is right there and the dog comes up and starts barking, and I go, don't. And that dog's gonna bite my head right off. And you got people who are cursing America, Islamic Republic of Iran. You got people who are cursing America, Houthis in Yemen. You got people who are cursing America, Hezbollah in Lebanon. You got Hamas, who's holding American hostages until today. One just died. I said these guys are not going to relieve him. Does Biden care? No. You know who Biden cares for? LGBT female basketball player who happened to be caught with drugs in Russia. That's who Biden cares for. Biden don't care about you, the American. All that Bidenomics. Destroying your country from inside. Illegal aliens coming into your country from all over the world. He left you no borders. You know what we call that in the rest of the world? An invasion. Okay? Learn it from me. Now, I wasn't born here. I was born on that side. Okay? When that happens, we call it an invasion. Invasion. You're invaded. There's an army that has come to take you over. An army of men. And you know what? They're going to vote in your election. I guarantee it. Do you think they respect you? It's a respect thing. You know, it took me 10 years to get here, blah, blah, blah. I never voted because I respect the country. It's not my country. When they give you a citizenship, then it's a different story. Same in Canada. When I was in Canada, when I didn't have a citizenship, didn't vote. When I got my citizenship, different story. These people, they don't come into your country the right way. Right way is the respectful way. What do I mean by that? Let me give you a clear example. You have a house, okay? You have a house, and you're inside your house. When someone wants to come visit you or wants to come and stay at your house, how do they come the right way? They come to your door. They ring your doorbell. If you don't have a doorbell that could be rung, they knock on your door. I hope you had that bell ringing. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but that's what we have. That's why I waited. But if someone wants to come into your house the wrong way, what do? Well, they can jump down the chimney if it's big enough for them. They can break a window. They can break the back door. They can break the front door. They can do any of those and all of those at the same time if they wanted to. They can dig a hole from underneath. Hmm? But none of those would make you happy. The one that would make you happy is the one that rang your doorbell or knocked on your door. That's the one you say, please, come in, let's have some coffee. The other ones, you wake up and you see someone broke your window to get in, you're going to be like, who the hell are you? Why you broke my window? What are you doing in here? Who invited you? That's how these people are coming in. They're invading your country. And some of you are going to be worried about if the words I'm using are nice or not. Or if I'm upset or if I'm not upset. Yes, I'm upset. I don't like the fact that they invaded United States. You see, there is a difference for people like me about United States and most of you who were born here. And the difference is, for people like me, we've seen our own countries get turned into shit. And the only place for refuge, the only island on this planet that is a refuge, that is a sign of freedom, that stands for freedom, that's still left as a totally free place is United States. So for us, it means something, you know. We've lost it before. Now we've gained it. And for us to lose it again, it's a really big pain. But for most Americans, you never lost it. So you don't have that feeling of loss. You don't know the feeling. You don't know the grief that goes with it. You don't know the mental problems that come with it. And you're letting Democrats take it from you. And they're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it for other nations. There's a lot to gain for those other nations. They want to be you, but without the freedom. The Muslim countries that are sending their people here, you have people in your politicians from George W. Bush, Barack, Hussein, Obama, who used to say Islam is a peaceful religion. But none of them know Islam. I mean, Barack Hussein Obama, yeah, he knows Islam. But there is something called taqiyya in Islam. And the Sunnis pretend that they don't have it. But they do. And I can prove it anytime. The Shias have. And it means you lie. You pretend not to be evil, but you are evil. You pretend you like people, but you really hate people. You pretend you're all nice and good. Well, in reality, you want to be the most sadistic. You see, in Islam, it says, it's clear. Look for the Pact of Omar. When they invaded Palestine and they slaughtered and killed the Palestinians, where today you don't have one Palestinian left. These are all Arabs that came from Arabia. They slaughtered and killed all the true Palestinians. They slaughtered and killed the Jews, making them run all the way into Europe. Invaded the land. In the Pact of Omar, it says literally, There is 3 choices. Number 1, you become a Muslim and we let you live. Number 2, you stay your religion, but we put a price on your neck and you have to pay us. And every year we can raise that as much as we feel like. So if this year you were paying us $1,000, next year we can come to you and say $1 trillion. And there's nothing you can do about it. And if you don't pay us, we kill you. Or 3, we kill you. Ironically, that's the exact same pact Ayatollah Ruhollah al-Khomeini, the Indian who pretended to be Iranian, said when he came in power in Iran. The Jews have 3 options. The Baha'is have 3 options. Become Muslim, pay the jizya, or leave. And now they won't even let you leave now. Khamenei won't let you do that either. He's reduced you down to 2. And they have that problem with everybody. The Arabs say Saturday first, Sunday second. Means the Jews first, the Christians second. What do they mean by that? Do they mean, oh, you came in first and second? No. You're going to deal with the Jews first and the Christians second. The Quran, the book that supposedly Allah, the God of Islam, wrote, tells you, do not take the Jew and the Christian as your friend, or else you are one of them. You're no longer a Muslim, which means your blood is also now legal for us to spill. The Quran calls the Jews and the Christians filthy, the worst of creatures. Yes, that means that the pig is better than you and me. Kill them where you can find them. These are all Quran, the holiest book in Islam. We're not bringing traditions where they can say it's weak. Yes, we get it. Every tradition in Islam is weak. There is a problem always with every tradition. I mean, you never mention a tradition and it's not weak. Next, they're going to tell you that the Quran is also weak. It's all metaphorical. You know, anything in the Quran will turn into metaphorical. Muslims have excuse when they want to use taqiyya. The traditions of their prophet is weak, and the Quran turns metaphorical. Taqiyya. They lie to you. They have a plan to destroy you all unless you become Muslim. Your politicians won't tell you that. You should have a rule. Your rule should be any Muslim leaving a Muslim country, coming to the West. First question, why are you coming? They will give you some answer. Second question, are you planning on staying a Muslim? As soon as they say yes, tell them, go back to your country, go back to Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Sudan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and the rest. Why are you coming here? You're coming here so you can establish Islam over here. We have enough Muslims as it is over here. We don't need more. Every Muslim is leaving a Muslim country to come here to practice Islam. Why are you not practicing it over there? Everybody's Muslim. Why are you running from Islam to come here so you can practice Islam over here? Hence, the rule should be, if you want your citizenship as a Muslim, first, you have to convert to Christianity. Second, you have to live at least 45 years as a Christian with our American customs, not your Middle Eastern, whatever, African and Southeast Asian and Far East Asia custom. No, you live with the American custom so that we can beat the radicalization out of you. So that we can make sure you're not lying to us and try to become a terrorist over here. You think I'm joking? Why don't you, the speaking world, Google the name Hatun and tell me, where is she? Where's Hatun? Can you find Hatun? Because in England, since October 7th, we're seeing these fine, good Muslims protesting in the street, attacking everybody, beating up women, left, right, and center, and now Hatun is missing. And they've been trying to kill her for years. Can you find Hatun? Poor woman had to have her home address unlisted so that nobody knows, including her closest friends, did not know where she lives, because the Muslims continuously keep wanting to find her and kill her. Today, there's no Hatun. Hatun's been missing. Those are your Western Muslims. Tomorrow, it's going to be 10 times worse in America because they're invading right now. You're coming in, left, right, and center. And you're not even in charge of documenting them to see who they are. What's their background? How many did they kill in their own country before they came here? Just send them everywhere. Stupid sanctuary cities. Hey, if you're a sanctuary city, you signed up to take these people. Why are you upset with Governor Abbott? Governor Abbott didn't sign a sanctuary city for them. You did in Chicago and New York and other places, Los Angeles and so on. The Democrats did it. Don't get upset now with the Republicans. They tried 4 years ago to tell you no. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. You want your cities back, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, and the rest? Kick out these Democrats. Change your voting system. Put in some Republicans so they can save your states, your cities, and make sure that the money that you are paying from your hard-earned taxes go to you. Why are you paying 20 and 30% to the federal and state taxes and all this stuff? So it can go to a bunch of people that just came off the boat, who hate American guts, who stamp and stomp and stamp and stomp on the American flag. You don't believe me? Go to any Muslim country and say you're American and see what happens to you. I double dare you. You, Democrats, especially the ones with the freaky hair and all that, multicolor hair and all different size levels of hairs. Go over there. Go take a visit. Go to Sudan. All right? Go to Sudan and say you're American. Let's see what happens. Go to Libya. Go to Libya. Let's see what happens. Go to Pakistan or Bangladesh or Afghanistan. Go to Gaza. You know, the queers for Palestine. Go to Gaza and let's see what happens. They will make kebabs out of you. But that's the case today. See, some Americans, they got their heads deep in the sand and they don't want to do anything about it. I suggest anything they do to Donald Trump, you do to Biden. They take Donald Trump's name off the ballot. You take Joe Biden's name off. He cannot be voted for in red states. Make the ballot free. You can't have two presidents. All of those states, the blue ones, see how quick they put Donald Trump back on it. Sometimes, you know, they say you can't argue with stupidity because stupidity will bring you down to its level. But sometimes you need to come down to that level to get your point across. Because stupidity will just go bring you down. And if you try to be like the sophisticated, well, you're going to lose. Because you're dealing with stupidity. The only way to deal with stupidity is with stupidity. Because that's all stupid will understand. You know, you can't talk. It's like, let me give you a good example. Let's say you have a PhD, right? In language, in English. You have a PhD in English. So you're the best at speaking in English, right? Well, if you use your big fancy words when you're talking to a 3-year-old, you're going to lose that 3-year-old. It's going to go over her head. You got to use the little words so you can catch the 3-year-old. Stupidity is the same thing. You know, stupidity is stupid. You got to be in the same level to make stupid understand you. Can't go sophisticated on a stupid. They don't understand sophisticated. Keep it simple, stupid. Then stupid will understand. So when stupid takes your guy off the ballot, you take their guy off the ballot. Then their guy will say, I can't win over there. Well, duh. You want a free, fair election? Put him back. You bring the election to a halt. No clear president. They have to do something. Are they going to uphold the laws of the country or not? You'll see how fast Donald Trump will return. All the different states will have his name back on it. And then the people can vote. Easy way. But some people will listen, some won't. And now we go to this guy. Jonathan True. Another clown. Big time clown. I mean, this guy, he had a case. He brought a case against Donald Trump this year. And he wants to charge Donald Trump for what Donald Trump did as president. And Donald Trump replied with, as a president, I have immunity for what I did as a president. And this monkey over here, this monkey, okay? See, when I use the word monkey, it's not a racial thing. We have white monkeys, we got black monkeys, yellow monkeys, brown monkeys, purple monkeys, whatever color you want to be under the sun. We got a monkey. What you're looking at right now is a white monkey. Okay? This guy turns around and says, you can't use that you're immune as a president because you waited too long. What do you mean? You should have used it when you were president. What do you mean? I mean, you brought the charges now, so the guy's going to use that now. You didn't charge him with this 4 years ago. And this guy supposedly is a lawyer. He's got a law degree. If I was in charge, I would take this guy right now, slap him around a few times, tell him, are you awake? And then I would tell him, you are only qualified from this point on to only work at McDonald's as the washroom cleaner, nothing else. I mean, you will just clean the washrooms because the only thing you know is the shits. So what did this guy do? He decided, he didn't like the response. So instead of going to the lower circuit courts, he decided to take it to the Supreme Court of the United States. And of course, they rejected him because they're looking at him like, listen, you jabroni clown. We don't answer to you. You answer to us, okay? And they said to him, this case has to go back down to the lower courts, work its way all the way back up to the higher courts, which means this case can now be prolonged until after 2024's election is over, which means there is a high chance that President Trump will become President 47, and then this guy is going to try to take the president in charge to court, which means he will lose again because President Trump will then, according to this guy's own theory, be immune again. So what was his whole entire idea? Other than Trump derangement syndrome? And exactly what did President Trump do that was bad as a president? He lowered your gas, what you pay at the pump. I mean, that's the number one way to bring all costs in the country down. All costs. When you bring down the cost of gas, that means the cost of transportation is coming down. When the cost of transportation comes down, goods no longer need to be as expensive as they currently are. They drop in value. So everybody now spends less money, but the same money they were making tends to last longer for them, which means people have more buying power. With more buying power, that means they can do more. That means the country thrives. Business goes up. And when business goes up, people need more helpers for their business to compete with the demand, means more jobs. More jobs means more money. More money means more profits. More profits means more jobs. And it continues to go on and on and on and on and on. So he's doing the whole country a favor, and you want to charge him for that. Are you retarded, Jonathan, truly? Like, how many brain cells are you missing? Do you need a psychiatrist to sit down with you and give you some medication? Pills are good sometimes, you know. And what else did he do? He built you a wall. He forced the illegals out and told them to come in the right way. Or maybe you like the invasion that's going on now. Huh, Jonathan? You're all for the invasion? That's what you were upset about? Or maybe you were upset that President Trump killed General Mahmoud Soleimani, who's killed over 1,000 American soldiers. Maybe that's what you were upset about, huh? You wanted more American soldiers killed? Jonathan, truly? Why are you such a clown, Jonathan? You should be charged with treason for aiding and abetting globalists and trying to destroy and dismantle this beautiful country called America. It's a sad day when people like you walk around and get to throw their weight. and attack decent, wholesome, good Americans like Donald Trump. And if you go on Truth Social, you will find out more about it. So what did we learn from that, Americans? We've learned in this election, we got to throw our weight behind Donald Trump. Because throwing our weight behind Donald Trump means we are throwing our weight behind actual democracy. Means we are throwing our weight behind America staying America, so that the next generation, your kids and your kids' kids and their kids, can have a chance of having America and not having a world which is all run by communists and socialists, where people have no rights. Canada doesn't have rights. Look how long they were in the lockdowns for. They're still affected by it. The socialist governments in Northern Europe, they don't have full rights. Go look how they live. They're all dying over there. All their kids are on drugs. Their brains are all fried. They pretend like they're somebody. Because when it comes down to taking some kind of a results, a poll and this and that, all of a sudden they become patriotic. They want to make themselves look good. It's a scam. They don't have rights. It's United States by itself. The only true democracy. The only place where you totally have 100% freedom is United States. So putting your weight behind Trump means you're putting your weight behind the United States. And then we have the world war that's turning in. Well, if you want that world war to stop, you vote for Trump. If you keep Biden in office, if you fall for the Nikki Haley business, if you fall for the DeSantis business, if you fall for Krispy Kreme's the fat pig business, if you fall for Vivek Ramaswamy business, you're going into World War III. And this war is not like the last one. A lot of people got nukes and their trigger finger ready to use it. And Biden is doing everything he can to get Iran to get nukes. And Iran will definitely use it because the Islamic Republic of Iran wants to kill everybody anyway. That's the goal. But they're all afraid of Trump. Islamic Republic of Iran is deathly afraid of Trump. You want to stop them? You vote for Trump. You find a way to support this man. Don't let this man be by himself. He needs you, America, as much as you need him. It's like a chain. You're connected to each other. Don't let anyone fool you in any other way. 4 years ago, they said, he can't read. Now they say, he has Hitler's books and stuff and he's reading and he knows their speech by heart. What the heck? 4 years ago, they were telling you, well, more than 4 years ago now, almost 5 years ago, 2016, they were telling you, oh, he likes to give golden showers. Oh, he doesn't like to tip the porn stars. Have you seen this guy? Have you seen his wives? And then you're going to say this guy needs porn stars and golden showers? There's shame on you. 2017, 18, 19, it was the Russian collusion. Russia. The only one who's been helping Russia is Joe Biden. When he takes over Ukraine, what did Joe Biden do? Joe Biden created a hole in Ukraine where all your money gets thrown into Ukraine, huh? To make United States as weak as possible. While Russia's sitting there getting free natural gas and oil from Iran, keeping their own to sell. So cha-ching money. Russia gets free weaponry from Iran. Mind you, they have more powerful stuff. They're not using it. They're using cheap Iranian crap. Russia is buying the time, making sure the United States is as weak as possible by spending all their money in Ukraine with President Zelensky and his cocaine. I mean, the video is out there. Go look at it. Him sniffing it up at the beginning of the war, dressed in his military uniform. I mean, it's there. Go look for it. You'll see it. Susan Watch Kiki will ban it, so we can't show it here. But it's there. Go look for it. Don't let this man down, America. If you want to save your country, don't let this man down. Support Trump. They lie again, and they lie some more on top of that lie again. Don't let him be by himself. You support him so that he can support you. Until tomorrow's program, I leave you in the hands of Jesus. If you like our program, don't forget, go ahead and use your finger, click on your phone on the subscribe button, subscribe to our program so that we can have more people listen to this program. Already, they tried to hold me from sharing the program out because they don't like our channel. They feel that our channel has too much impact. Over 14,500 people watch it on a weekly basis, and they lie, and they lie. So until next week, or until tomorrow, actually, I'll leave you in the hands of Jesus. God bless. Like the program, share the program, leave comments. May Jesus help.